the consultation. Hey, I'm Bernard. I want to talk about some of the props that I use doing a hair extension consultation. And it's not much, actually. I think too many people focus on the before and afters of the client and talking a whole lot. And I cover three things kind of quick at first. I just ask, have you heard about us before? What do you already know about this product, procedure, hair extensions, and what do you think they cost? I cover that in another video where I go in depth about the technical side of a consultation, because I want to find out, how did you hear about me, so I know where to market. That second one is, what do you already know? Let them talk. And then that third one is, what do you think they cost? And then they'll name one of these techniques that are here behind me. But then I draw a few things. Now, there are a couple of things I bring into the picture. Come on in a little bit closer. I mean, I do show some pictures, some videos, and the coloring. And I had a coloring up here. I moved it on this side over here. Let me just go ahead. So just a whole bunch of colors. If they decide to do it, we're going to do this. But some of the things I'll do to help them decide is explain to them, because the clients don't realize that some people have very few hairs per square inch, and I would call that fine. And then medium hair and thick hair, you can see more hairs per square inch. But some of the things that really matter is when I'm attaching an extension here to a grouping of hair, do I have enough support? Do I have enough hair to support the weight of the extension? That depends on how thick of a strand I'm putting in and the length. And so if you've got fine hair like this over here, you might need to add more hairs. Grab a bigger section, whereas here you can do a smaller section. And then the next thing is on the head. I literally draw this stuff on the back of a piece of paper, a business card, or just any scrap paper I have, and I'll draw this for the client and say, this is what most stylists do. They think because we've been doing color and highlights so close to the scalp for so long that the closer to the scalp that bond is, the better it's going to be, the longer it's going to last. But really, it's too close and it's too tight, and it causes a lot of pain, and the hair extensions pop out like this. Whereas if you do it like this is when they think, oh, I'm doing it your way, Bernard. I'm getting away from the scalp and giving a little distance so there'll be some free flowing movement, but it's a bad angle. They pull out this way and they heat up their bond, or they crimp their bead, or whatever it is. And then when they put it in, you see these top hairs right here hang straight like they're supposed to, but all the other hairs then kind of loop up when that extension there falls down like it does here. You got this looping, which causes tangling, itching, pain, because that's the only hair supporting the weight of all of this and its little brothers and sisters I always joke around about. This one is, you know, just right. All the strands are pulled in natural fall. Sure, you could put that bond just a tiny bit higher, but all of these strands in this section are supported by all of the strands here. And then of course you'd still go back to, if you had fine hair, the section might be a little bit bigger. If you had coarse hair, it could be a little bit smaller. But this is where all the weight is supported correctly. And this, you can go back on out a little bit. And all of these things are still the case even with wefts and every other technique out there. Many times, even with a weft, the tying or the technique or whatever the bead is they're putting in is pulled towards the hairdresser and then crimped or applied or sealed, and then they let it fall. So that's one of the things you want to watch if you're a hairdresser. If you're a client, you might even want to kind of see these things watching that hairdresser do a client's hair. Watch their videos. I see it on YouTube all the time. People are causing pain and itching and wondering why their extensions aren't working really well, because they're not putting enough hair to support the weight. So when you hook too many hairs to too few hairs, there's going to be pain on the client because those 3 or 4 hairs aren't used to all that weight. So that's just some of the basics. And then right at the end, I'll pull out my coloring, before and after pictures, match their color, take a deposit, and order that hair.